This is Steven Spielberg's 37th film, and while it's not his best, it is pure Spielberg, and that is a beautiful thing.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is... Today's...
Hey, my name is Alex, and on this channel I talk about films in a more conversational way. Every review comes down to one thing. Is it worth the cinema ticket price, or in the case of watching at home, is it worth your time? So, let's talk about Disclosure Day. Disclosure Day is much more interested in being a high-stakes adventure than a serious piece of science fiction that wrestles with big philosophical questions like War of the Worlds or AI, artificial intelligence. Because the story follows two characters who share a secret that connects them on a deeper level. Margaret Fairchild, played by Emily Blunt, is a weather presenter at a local TV station who develops a strange ability after an encounter with a mysterious red bird in her kitchen. This eventually leads to the terrifying clicking message we see her deliver in the trailer. Then there's Daniel Kellner, played by Josh O'Connor, who's a cybersecurity analyst who steals a treasure trove of state secrets from a shadowy corporation called Vortex. He plans to reveal them to the world during what he calls a disclosure day. He also happens to be the only person capable of understanding the language that Margaret speaks, that clicking language during her extraordinary weather broadcast. We quickly discover that these two characters are connected despite never having met, and they must find each other if they want to understand what is happening to them. But standing in their way is Noah Scanlon, who's played by Colin Firth, who is the head of Vortex Corporation, and for decades he has advised successive US governments on how to deal with a series of unusual incursions, let's call them, from visitors who are not from Earth. We don't discover exactly what is contained within the files that Daniel wants to release until very late in the film, but when the truth is finally revealed, it is certainly not what I expected. Most people will assume the secret is simply proof that aliens exist, but that's what I thought too, and trust me, it is much more than that. What Spielberg is really exploring here, or is trying to explore, is a fascinating question. If humanity were given undeniable proof that we are not alone in the universe, how would we react? And the film introduces this idea early on, but I felt it never fully commits to exploring it. Whether that is intentional or not, I found myself wanting a bit more. I wanted the film to dig deeper into the social, into the political and personal consequences of such a revelation, and leave the audience with a much richer discussion afterwards. And to be fair, it does touch on these themes lightly. Some of the strongest scenes involve the characters debating the responsibility and the consequences of revealing this type of heavy truth. And these are the moments that allow the cast to shine, and in my opinion are among the best in the film. The problem is that we've seen similar conversation in other science fiction films before, and Disclosure Day never quite pushes them far enough. But that said, this is a very enjoyable film. It's helped enormously by acting from, experts like Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, Josh O'Connor, and Colman Domingo is there too. The action sequences are excellent, cinematography is gorgeous, and John Williams came back from retirement to make the score for this film, one last collaboration with Spielberg, and he is still one of the greatest composers of all time. So when all those elements come together under Spielberg's direction, they enforce what Spielberg himself has always believed Hollywood should be, which is a dream-making machine that allows large audiences to feel something together. And on that front, Disclosure Day absolutely delivers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.